Chapter 5, Dark Revelations. The cabin was eerily quiet, the only sounds being the rustling leaves outside and the occasional crackle of the fireplace. Alex Carter paced the small living area, their mind racing with the weight of the situation. Jamie sat at the rustic wooden table, her laptop casting a blue glow on her face as she worked tirelessly to uncover more about Praxis Solutions. "Anything new?" Alex asked, stopping to look over her shoulder. Jamie sighed, rubbing her temples. "Not yet. These files are heavily encrypted, and whoever did it knew what they were doing. But I'm getting closer." Alex nodded, appreciating her determination. They knew Jamie wouldn't stop until she had unraveled every bit of data. Alex walked over to the window, peering into the dark woods surrounding the cabin. The sense of being watched hadn't left them since their escape from the city. Suddenly, Jamie's laptop pinged. "I got something," she exclaimed, her eyes widening with realization. Alex rushed over. "What is it?" "Emails," Jamie replied, "between high-level executives at Praxis. They talk about a project called Vanguard. It's some sort of surveillance program, but on a much larger scale than we thought. They've been collecting data from millions of people, using it to manipulate everything from elections to stock markets." Alex's blood ran cold. "This is bigger than we imagined. We need to get this to Rachel and the authorities." Jamie continued scrolling. "Wait, there's more." Emily was getting close to uncovering something even more dangerous. They were planning to silence her permanently. Alex clenched their fists. "We can't let them get away with this. We have to act now." Just as they were about to contact Rachel, the power in the cabin went out. The room was plunged into darkness, and the only light came from the moon outside. Alex's heart pounded in their chest as they pulled out a flashlight and handed another to Jamie. "They found us," Jamie whispered, fear evident in her voice. Alex nodded, grabbing their gun from the table. "Stay close. We need to get out of here." They moved cautiously through the cabin, heading for the back door. As they reached it, they heard footsteps outside. Alex motioned for Jamie to stay quiet as they peeked out the window. Two shadowy figures were approaching the cabin, flashlights cutting through the darkness. "Go to the basement," Alex whispered. "There's a trapdoor that leads outside. I'll distract them." Jamie's eyes widened. "No, I'm not leading you." "We don't have time to argue," Alex insisted. "Go! Now." Reluctantly, Jamie nodded and headed to the basement. Alex took a deep breath and stepped outside, gun drawn. The figures turned towards them, and Alex fired a warning shot into the air. "Stay back!" Alex shouted. One of the figures spoke, his voice cold and menacing. "You're making a mistake. Give us the files, and we'll let you live." "Not a chance," Alex replied, backing away slowly. The men advanced, and Alex fired again, this time hitting one of them in the leg. The man went down with a cry, but the other kept coming. Alex retreated into the woods, hoping to lead the attacker away from Jamie. Meanwhile, Jamie crawled through the narrow tunnel that led outside, her heart pounding. She emerged in the woods a few hundred yards from the cabin, taking a moment to catch her breath. She heard a gunshot and knew Alex was buying her time. She couldn't let it be in vain. She pulled out her phone and called Rachel. "Rachel, it's Jamie. We have the evidence, but we're under attack. I'm sending you the files now. Be careful. I'll get this to the authorities and the press. Stay safe." Jamie sent the files and started moving through the woods, trying to stay hidden. She needed to find a way to help Alex. Back at the cabin, Alex was struggling. The attacker was relentless, and Alex was running out of options. They ducked behind a tree, trying to catch their breath. The man's voice echoed through the woods. "You can't hide forever. We'll find you." Alex gritted their teeth, knowing they had to make a stand. As the attacker approached, Alex leaped out from behind the tree, tackling him to the ground. They struggled, the man's strength overpowering Alex. Just as it seemed hopeless, A loud crack echoed through the woods. The man slumped over, unconscious. Jamie stood a few feet away, holding a large branch. "Are you okay?" she asked, rushing to Alex's side. Alex nodded, breathing heavily. "Thanks to you." They knew they couldn't stay in the woods for long. They needed to regroup and come up with a new plan. As they made their way through the forest, Alex felt a glimmer of hope. They had the evidence, and Rachel was already working to expose Praxis Solutions. They just had to survive a little longer. As dawn broke, they found a secluded spot to rest. Alex looked at Jamie, grateful for her courage and resourcefulness. "We're not out of this yet," Alex said. "But we're getting closer." Jamie nodded. "We'll take them down. Together." With renewed determination, they prepared to continue their fight against the shadows of deceit, knowing the truth was their greatest weapon.